Who made this shit?
Stingray, Texas, back at it again with another Esoteric Yap. Today we're doing episode 1. If you missed episode 0, you're welcome to check back to last week. That would be May 3rd, I believe. Don't quote me on that. Check it out. Metaphysics. Not to be confused with Facebook's shitty rebranding, Meta. Metaphysics is something that exists outside of natural physics. Think of it like supernatural. Anything that happens outside of natural law would be supernatural. Therefore, anything that happens out of natural physics would be metaphysics. This would be things like prayer, singing chants, incantations, doing rituals, tarot cards, whatever you might be doing at that time. You have pataphysics up here. If you want to research that on your own time, I might cover that in a later episode, but that's a tough topic. We're not talking about that right now because, oh my god. Metaphysics is things like I go and pray for my natural physics exam. I go and study for my exam and I work really hard, but I just don't understand it. I pray to Stingray, for me personally, and I come back and take the exam and I get my grade back, and all of a sudden, despite understanding 0 beforehand, I made 100 on that bad boy. Yeah, no, I did pretty good on that thing. I did pretty good. I ain't gonna lie to you. Natural physics can be influenced by metaphysics, and vice versa. They influence each other quite often. Another good example of metaphysics would be things like candle magic. Like, I'm gonna light a white candle in hopes that it cleanses my whole room because I feel really weird energy in my room. I feel very uncomfortable in my own room. So, I light a white candle, things get cleansed out spiritually, and because mine's vanilla scented, I'm like, wow, this is like really chill now. That would be metaphysics. Nothing inside of natural physical law can explain why you might feel some supernatural force in your room. That is impossible. Metaphysics, however, is the explanation for that. It also explains things like astral projection, spiritual body, afterlife, things like that. Reincarnation as well. Think of metaphysics as like the unseen, right? You know, you ever go to like a ghost tour and you feel or you see something, but it's not really there? That would be metaphysics, or a medical problem, and I hope it's just metaphysics. All right, we'll stay on topic. Oftentimes they kind of go back and forth right here, right? There's a lot of like crossing and intersection. This line's very blurry. By the way, if you ever want a way to refer to this line, in paganism it's referred to as the veil. And the veil, there is one for pataphysics too. We're not talking about that right now. But for the veil between natural physics and metaphysics is usually broken in religious settings. That's usually what like religion is for. It's for us to reconcile how both can suddenly cross over to each other. I really, although I'm not Orthodox, I think one of the perfect examples of this is Orthodoxy. When you go to a service, like what the ritual is, although they call it a liturgy, it's bringing church closer to heaven and heaven meets you halfway. It's literally blurring the veil. So, yeah, sometimes Christians do magic. They don't call it magic, but it's magic. Hot takes. So, there you go. This is my decoration for the week. Holla at me.